PUBG's latest map is almost here, bringing with it tons of brand new features. But will it be enough to save PUBG? Today, let's talk about that. Hey everybody, Ben here from the Beard Guys. Welcome back to another PUBG video. Today, we're talking about Deston, the new map formerly known as Kiki, that is going to be coming to PUBG on PC and console in July. There was a big announcement about it at the weekend, and there's loads of great videos already out there talking about the features that are in that. We're just going to go over the features very briefly, and I want to give you my impressions, my thoughts on what those features are going to be like, how the player base might react to them, and if I think the new map is going to be a success. So Deston has been hyped up for quite a while, and I'm going to show you some gameplay footage of all of the new features going on in the background during the video today. This includes some of the new urban areas you're going to find on this 8x8 map, the new police car vehicle, the airboat vehicle that can travel on water and land, albeit very slowly when on land, two new guns including the Origin 12 full auto slug shotgun and the MP9 SMG, an infinitely redeployable parachute that'll allow you to jump off things, pull a chute, a bit like on Haven with the emergency parachute, but you won't have to pick it up. It's one you're going to always have, and it won't take up inventory space in the way that it currently does. You can also redeploy it, so if you hit into a building, then you can pull it again to save your skin. You also see zip lines that allow you to get up to high areas, or you can go up kind of zip line towers and then shoot off the top of them and parachute down. As well as that, there's a heartbeat sensor, a bit like Warzone, so you can detect people who are nearby and camping, and there's also gas stations where you can fill up your car. We're going to see this map available pretty soon for PC. It's going to be playable on the live servers on July the 13th and on console the following Thursday on the 21st of July. Here's a quick look at the map itself. As mentioned, it's an 8x8 map that features quite a lot of urban areas, particularly Ripton is this very dense high-rise area. You can go in a lot of these buildings. You can't do every floor in them, but you can go in and out of the top and bottom floors and various little holes that you can kind of get up to with zip lines and stuff like that. Looks kind of interesting for me personally. This is the kind of area that I avoid. On Haven, for instance, has similar but smaller scale areas, and I just don't go there because on console, especially in EU, you can't really get FPP games. You just have to play TPP, and for me personally, I'm not a fan of just standing there with my face against the wall playing sort of slow-paced TPP gameplay. I do play TPP all the time, but I don't really like that kind of just stand there waiting on corners in buildings, so I tend to avoid areas like this and go for more open areas with, you know, outside cover and stuff like that. But it'll be fun to explore, and I'm sure for those of you who, you know, either like that slower paced TPP wall hugging gameplay, or those of you who can play FPP, it might be quite a fun area to check out. Certainly looks impressive from the video and does have good opportunities to do some funny stuff with parachutes and some wacky things with the zip lines as well. So that's over in the sort of east southeast area of the map. There's a lot of other open areas of the map, so it does look like it has a lot of variety to it, maybe compared to something like Tago, which is very samey, just everywhere on the map. You could drop anywhere on Tago and it could kind of look pretty much like anywhere else, right? I don't mind playing Tago, but it does look quite samey, and a lot of the other maps have that sort of vibe as well. But Deston is quite different in different areas, like Swamp here you can see up in the north looks very different to the big city we were just looking at down over in the sort of southeast. There's a big concert hall which again looks pretty different to Swamp and is not really that far away. There's a fairground, a giant chicken in the air holding a massive inflatable Uzi. There's the assembly yard, which is a wind farm assembly thing up in the northeast, which looks kind of interesting. We've got a hydroelectric dam down nearer the center of the map, and then we also have arena, which is marked here, which is a paintball arena. But there's plenty of other areas. You can see Lodge is shown in some clips, is a big single building kind of in the middle-ish of the map, and there's lots of other areas around and pretty good amount of playable area as well. A bit of water around the east and the south. But from the impressions of what we've seen of the map so far, I like the look of it. I'm not really convinced the features that are in it and that have been announced for it are particularly revolutionary or anything that's gonna have a massive spike in interest or, you know, new players or returning player uptake for PUBG. I think there will be plenty of people who come back and try it. But I think one of the big things that is missing that will put a lot of people off is the lack of a revive sort of buyback system. So for instance, if you get flushed out in squads, a way that allows you to get back into the game. Kind of like comeback BR in Tago, but that's such a bad implementation of that idea. I think players would like something that worked in a better way. Like comeback BR in Tago, you sit around waiting for 6 minutes to get into it, and then you just stand still for 2 minutes, and then you get to come back again. Hardly anyone waits around for it. I had a game on Tago the other day where I died off the drop, and I sat there in 2-mans with Nacho, waited 6 minutes for comeback BR, and there were 2 players. There was me and 1 other player in the whole comeback BR. So, you know, it's a bad system. That it would have been nice to see them try something out on Deston. It's not to say they won't, but this felt like a good opportunity to do that. Personally, it's not been a thing that's been a huge issue for me, but I don't really tend to play that much squads. I think for the player base as a whole, I think it would be a positive. There's a lot of players who would like to see that, I think. Maybe not necessarily on every map, but certainly to see PUBG look to experiment with that a little bit more than the kind of bad job on Tago that they did there, frankly. Outside of that, the other features, I think the new guns look cool. The shotgun looks really fun. I'm looking forward to trying that out. The Origin looks absolutely disgusting. The MP9 looks quite fun as well. And the 2 new vehicles look pretty cool. The cop car and the airboat both look like a good bit of fun. Gas station is a nice addition, but nothing crazy. You know, it's quite a basic thing. Heartbeat sensor, I'm not a fan of, and I don't think many people will. I think it might be one of those things a bit like the EMT that kind of just gets used by players who are already pretty good at the game, like the top end players who are comfortable running with just one gun. The heartbeat sensor will take up a primary slot, so you have one gun to use. And I think most average players aren't comfortable running one primary gun, so they won't tend to use stuff like the EMC. But I think you will see maybe someone in squads using the heartbeat thing, and I don't know. We'll see how it is. I'm not a fan of the idea, but, you know, we'll try it out and see what happens. The zipline stuff and verticality and the parachute, I think will be fun for a little while. I think it'll make the gameplay feel quite different because you're going to have people dropping down on you from everywhere, people, you know, pushing at you through the air by taking a zip line and then jumping down. You can have people on top of all sorts of weird spots shooting down at you. So it's going to be very interesting, I think, to see how, you know, the dynamics of the map play out once we've got lots of normal players on there playing it and just starting to kind of figure out how they can play the map and what the best way is, or how they like to play it and how to counter those plays and all of that kind of stuff. But I am looking forward to trying it. I don't think it's going to have much more of a hit than Tago did. I think Tago's impact on, you know, interest and activity in PUBG was mediocre, I would say, compared to something like the free-to-play launch, which was a massive, massive boost for PUBG, albeit maybe a little bit in the short term. But for Tago, it felt like it fell a little bit flat. Despite being a good map, people were like, yeah, you know, cool, it's a map, it's a new map. So I hope it's a bit more of a response to Deston than that. I'm not convinced there's enough there for it to be an overwhelming response from the player base. But I do think the map itself looks great. I do think there's some nice features in there, and I am looking forward to trying it. I'd be interested to hear all of your comments down below on what you think about the new map, and if there's features in it that you particularly like, that you particularly don't like, if you think there's other things that are missing that maybe I haven't touched upon. As always, if you want to talk about any of those things outside of YouTube comments, then drop by the stream on twitch.tv/thebeardguys and we can talk about it over there. And if you do want to support the channel in any way, adding our creator code is a great way you can do that for free, especially if you like wasting loads of your hard-earned money on contraband crates. Then check out the little promo clip at the end of this video that tells you how you can add that. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, G-Coin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us just making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type the Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.